I want to give all the praise, all the glory, all the honor unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors goes out to the other apostles of Great Millstone for teaching me the truth. Also, I want to acknowledge all the Akyam who are pushing the truth with sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth, alright? Alright, so I'm going to jump in on Luke 19 at the verse 11. Alright, and let's get to it. Okay, this is Shabai from GMS Denver. Luke 19 and 11, it says, "And as they heard these things, he added and spake a parable, because he was nigh to Jerusalem, and because they thought that the kingdom of the Most High should immediately appear. He said, therefore," so Yahushua about to give him a parable, right? Break it down. He's going to break him off with a parable here in this verse. It says in verse 12, it says, "He said, therefore, a certain noble man went into a far country to receive for himself a kingdom and to return." And it's talking about himself, right, in this parable. Because much like the lesson I did yesterday, this is kind of like a precept chapter that was with Matthew 25, all right? Yesterday we read about the talents, and the different measures and the different increase that the different men had with the talents they were given. And this is verse 13. It says, "And he called his 10 servants and delivered them 10 pounds and said unto them, Occupy till I come." Right? But his citizens hated him and sent a message after him, saying, "We will not have this man to reign over us." And it came to pass that when he was returned, having received the kingdom, then he commanded these servants to be called unto him, to whom he had given the money, that he might know how much every man had gained by trading. And this is that same parable, that same metaphor for the elect, or the servants, the watchmen, right? Those of us who are in this knowledge, those of us who are commanded to teach. Well, in reality, all of Israel is commanded to teach, but you're only going to have the elect, starting out with the Lord's prophets, who are going to have really the spirit to teach, right? So it says, he said, therefore, I'm at verse 14. Oh, Salakia. I didn't move the screen while I was reading. Salakia, that's on me. Verse 15, it says, "And it came to pass that when he was returned, having received the kingdom, then he commanded these servants to be called unto him, to whom he had given the money, that he might know how much every man had gained by trading." And yesterday was the talents, right? How many? Who increased with talent, right? Who increased in measure? Who increased? Who brought forth more fruit when it comes to this knowledge? This is the same thing. It's a different version, different parable, but it's the same thing as we read in Matthew 25. It says in verse 16, "Then came the first, saying, Lord, thy pound hath gained 10 pounds. And he said unto him, Well, thou good servant, because thou hast been faithful in a very little, have thou authority over 10 cities. And remember, it's literally the same thing we were reading yesterday. You got to go watch that video yesterday, because it's talking, if you haven't already watched it. So he was Yahushai, or that nobleman that went away and came back. He come back to find the faithful servant increasing. And guess what? There's a reward when it comes to this knowledge, when it comes to this truth, when it comes to, bearing good fruit in this knowledge, right? We're going to have a reward. And in this case, that good servant, he says, have thou authority over 10 cities. Because remember, we're part of our blessing is going to be joint heirs with Yahweh Shai. So that goes into governing. We're going to be governing cities. We're going to be, we're going to be ruling over cities. So, like I said yesterday, we're not just doing this for nothing, right? We're doing this to glorify Yahweh Bashem Yahushai first and foremost, but also we're going to be joint heirs with Yahweh Shai. Okay, let's get that real quick. Romans 8 and 16, it says, let's see, 17. And if children, then heirs of the Most High, and joint heirs with Hamashiach Yahushai. If so be that we suffer with him, that we may also be glorified together. For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. You see that? So yes, we're going to suffer. Yes, we're going to, when we increase in this wisdom, we're going to be sorrowful. Right? As it tells you in Ecclesiastes 1 and the 18th verse. Ecclesiastes 1:18 tells you, hey, you're going to suffer when you increase in this knowledge. You're going to be increased in sorrow. So we're suffering in this present time, but it's not going to be comparable to the glory that's going to be revealed in us. And part of that is going to be joint heirs with Hamashiach Yahushai. See? So that's why, the elect, hey, they're always going to stay on course. The elect can't be plucked out of the Father's hand. Starting out with the prophets, right? The teachers. If we're the true teachers of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, the true servants, hey man, it's already written for us. The W, we already have the W, man. We already have the win. Joint heirs, alright? So that's why we got to remember to keep pushing, man. Keep enduring, keep suffering, and just to know that, hey, everything's going to be alright, man. Everything's going to be alright. Let me go back to Luke 19 and 17. And really, yesterday's lesson and today's lesson goes hand in hand. Okay? Like I said, it's like the whole chapter of Luke 19 and Matthew 25 is basically like a bunch of precepts that just, go together. Luke 19 and 17, it says, and he said unto him, well, thou good servant, because thou hast been faithful in a very little, have thou authority over 10 cities. Right, because he says a very little, because what? Our suffering is not comparable to the eternal glory that's going to be redeemed in us. It's going to be, showed in us. Right? Right now, our duty is to glorify Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. But guess what? There's a reward that comes with it. Right? Even though right now, yeah, they might mock us, scoff us. They might, talk shit. They look at us like, however type of way they want to look at us. But at the end of the day, brothers, it's worth it. It's the thing we're doing. This ministry, there ain't nothing. And if you're in this knowledge and you're sincere in this truth, you already know there's nothing that exceeds or that's more powerful, or nothing that we would rather be doing than this ministry. Verse 18, and the second came, saying, Lord, thy pound hath gained 5 pounds. And he said likewise to him, be thou also over 5 cities. So hey, every man is going to have a rulership. Is going to be governing over cities, right? One man over 10 cities, another man over 5 cities. Even if you get one city, man, guess what? You're still a joint heir with Yahweh Shai. And another came, saying, Lord, behold, here is thy pound, which I have kept laid up in a napkin. All right, and then you can always have these ones, like we read yesterday. The example was the dude that went and hid his talent and buried it in the ground, and he didn't increase his talent. Here's the same type of spirit. Let's read it again. And another came, saying, Lord, behold, here is thy pound, which I have kept laid up in a napkin. For I feared thee, because thou art an austere man. Thou takest up that thou layest not down, and reapest that thou didst not sow. All right? So this is a stupid excuse, right? Just like the guy yesterday, the same example was, but I mean a different example, but the same idea, right? With when him burying the talent under the ground, this dude he laid it in a napkin, and then he says, "Oh, I feared you because you're an austere man. If you fear Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, then guess what? You better get your ass out there and teach. You don't just like this guy. He kept it up in a napkin, right? Meaning he didn't make nothing out of the trading because the brothers was trading, and it's really a metaphor for increasing with his teaching and sealing the elect through the spirit and power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai and making increase, whether it's a talent or whether it's in money, right? And really, a talent is money, because that, like I went into it yesterday, the definition is a measure of gold or silver. So verse 21. So it's basically the same thing. I'm going to read 21 again. For I feared thee, because thou art an austere man. Thou takest up that thou layest not down, and reapest that thou didst not sow. So being an austere man, knowing Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua are austere men, that should be more motivation for us to go out and increase, and not be sitting there like, I'm not going to do the work, or I'm not going to, that's not the spirit of righteousness. That's the spirit of wickedness, a wicked servant, right, which we're about to read. All right, verse 22. And it saith unto him, out of thine own mouth will I judge thee, thou wicked servant. Thou knowest that I was an austere man, taking up that I laid not down, and reaping that I did not sow. He's like, you knew how I was. You knew I was serious about this. Serious about the Father's business, right? Remember, this is the Father's business. This is Yahweh's business. This is our Father's business. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's say you had a family-owned company, and you get old or whatever. You pass the business down to your children, your son or whatever, and then he just lets the business go to shit, or he doesn't put no effort. He's a slothful, slumbering son, and then let's say you leave for a while, you come back after a couple years, and the business has went to shit. Well, how are you gonna, especially this is Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, who are austere men. How are you gonna answer to that? And you had this value this responsibility that was given to you, but you didn't take it serious. You just let the business go to shit. That's what this is right here. These are examples of men who are not in the spirit, actually wicked servants. That's what Yahweh Shai has called them, wicked servants who didn't increase, who didn't increase in value, who didn't increase in fruit, who didn't increase in anything. You see, that's a wicked servant. So if you're one of these Hebrew Israelites out here, and you're an Israelite, and you wear fringes, you go to the grocery store wearing fringes and shit, but you're not teaching anybody, you're not increasing you're not helping seal the elect through the spirit and power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Well, guess what? You're a wicked servant, man. This thing is not, it's like the elder was saying, I think it was yesterday or today, he was like, hey, this is like a serious business. This is serious unto death. That's how serious this truth, this knowledge is, man. This office that we have. It's literally, it's serious unto death. All right. Verse 23. Wherefore then gavest not thou my money into the bank, and at my coming I might have required mine own with usury. Right? Usury is interest. And he said unto them that stood it by, take from him the pound that, and give it to him that hath 10 pounds. Remember, we went into this yesterday with the talents. If you have the knowledge of this truth, you're not doing nothing to increase it. You're just burying it in the ground, or you're putting it in a napkin to the side. You're not doing nothing. You're sitting on this knowledge. You're sitting on this wisdom. You're sitting on this understanding. It's got the little understanding that you do have. It's going to get taken from you and given to another brother when the master comes, when the nobleman comes. All right, let's read this. Verse 25. And they said unto him, Lord, he hath 10 pounds. For I say unto you that unto every one which hath shall be given, and from him that hath not, even that he hath shall be taken away from him. See, there it is. That's from Yahweh's own mouth. You said, hey, if I gave you this, you even had an ounce of this knowledge, an ounce of this wisdom, and you didn't increase when I come back, you didn't feed the flock, you didn't feed the sheep, you didn't feed my lambs, it's going to get taken away from you. And guess what else? That's not even the end. He's going to kill you. As we go on to read this last verse, 27. But those, mine enemies, which would not that I should reign over them, bring hither and slay them before me. You see that? And that's what's going to happen to you fly-by-night Israelites. You Israelites who you're just doing it for a trend or for a fad. You want to wear fringes. You want to throw up your arm in the streets to the brothers saying Shalom, this and that. Drive by Israelite niggas and spics. You know what I'm saying? Throwing up your hand like, yeah, I believe what you guys are saying. Well, hey, guess what? That ain't enough. You believe it really, then you're gonna have. Remember, faith needs works to be real faith. Faith without works is dead, as it is written. See? And at the end of the day, hey, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua is going to put you fly-by-night Israelites who you just want to wear the fringes to look cool, or you want to represent, at your job and shit in front of the heathen, but you don't want to increase. You don't want to actually do the work. You don't want to actually put in the sweat equity when it comes to this spiritual knowledge. You just want to do it for clout and shit. And guess what? Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai are going to put you to death, and they're going to take whatever knowledge, blessing, whatever you had, it's going to be taken from you, given to the elect, and you're going to be sitting there gnashing your teeth, like it read in Matthew. Let me read that real quick, and I'll close out on that. Matthew 25, and this is the duty of the watchman. If you're a watchman, man, you can't be at slumber. You can't just sit there and not do anything. Watchman. If the watchman sleeps at night, falls asleep at night, then what's going to happen when the enemy invades the city? Everybody's going to get killed, and that's why this is so serious. That's why Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai are so serious about the watchmen, so serious about the men who are increasing and the men who are not increasing while Yahushua is gone. Right? Yep. Matthew 25 and 30. It says, well, let's start at 29. For unto every one that hath shall be given, and he shall have abundance. But from him that hath not shall be taken away even that which he hath. Just what we read in Luke 19. And going on in verse 30. This is the point. And cast ye the unprofitable servant into outer darkness. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. And you're going to be sitting there. That's going into you being frustrated, crying, because you're going to know that Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is going to put your ass to death. And it's going to be, you're going to be so frustrated, like wishing that you would have done what you were supposed to be doing, wishing you would have kept your office, wishing you would have done the work. All right. I had to double down on that these last 2 days on these two chapters, because they go hand in hand. All right. You don't want to be that slothful servant. Though you don't. If the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushua have given you this knowledge, this truth, guess what? You ain't supposed to sit around and just bury it under the earth, bury it in the ground, or fold it up and put it in a napkin and just put it to the side. No, you're supposed to get your ass out there, feed the flock, feed the sheep. Hey, because this is everything's spiritual. So this is the Spirit telling whoever needs to hear this. You need to step up your game. All right. So with that, I want to give all the praise, all the glory, all the honor unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rika, Kudash. Double honors goes out to the elder apostles of Great Millstone for teaching me this truth. Also, I want to acknowledge all the Akyam who are pushing the truth with sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. Shalom to the elect.